We're here with Michael Alexander, whose new book, On the Wing of Eternity, is about his father during World War II. And I'm just curious as to what made you decide to write it, having all this information about his early life.
Well, it had to start with finding a trunk in the attic that, you know, when you're old enough, you get time to go and look inside it. And what I found were, a ton of letters going right back through his life that he had written and others had written to him, and his diaries. And when I started to read some of them, and now had time to do that, I found a story that I never heard, and that was the story of his life, but particularly the part growing up during the Depression, and then training for the military, going to military academy, playing hockey against West Point. And then as the war came, deciding to go into the Air Force. He went into the Royal Air Force. His father had been in the British and Canadian Army, and then went overseas. And I love that part of history anyway, so that got me heavily into it. Then it was a question of what to do with this.
Was he the same person at the beginning of the book as the process, as the end of the process for you?
Of course, but I didn't know that. And so one of the things that connects through a life like this, and it's true of all of us, is that what we're faced with as we grow older, especially the really tough things, bring us back to how we grew up and where we grew up and what the values are that we have, and how we are prepared to deal with that. And that really was a strong reason why this thing had to kind of come together as some kind of a story.
Putting it together in a narrative is not an easy process. So you said 4 years while doing other things as well. But
well, I think if I knew I was going to write a book and it had this outcome, I might have been more focused on getting to the end of it. But I didn't know really what I was going to end up with. And so I started, and sort of found my way with lots of help from friends and family, but it kind of emerged into what it is now. That's not the way. I couldn't have predicted this from the beginning.
Did all the facts and history jive together with as you sort of put them together with letters and things like that, or were there questions that you still have?
It's based. The book is based on fact and his letters. It's in his voice, and that was not difficult because basically he wrote a lot of it. But what isn't in there is what was going on around him at the time. And so I did a lot of research. I read the London newspapers for a year and a half every day. I didn't read them every day. I read daily newspapers in order to understand how the British, what they'd be saying, what he would know, what he'd be paying attention to, because this wasn't always in his letters. And so I had to sort of build that part around it, otherwise the reader wouldn't know either.
Is it still amazing to you how much of a lifetime he had in that short time?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's a message that, life isn't about how long it is, it's about what you've got in it. And he packed that, not intentionally, although he was prepared for it, but what he went through is like incredible in a year and a half, or almost 2 years of war. And also in his preparation for that through his life as a kid.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. That's great.